Habor Freight's 4x6 bandsaw, and I'm going to use it to chop up some of this pipe. So I plan on making several cuts with the blade that came on this saw. Pretty much every review you look at for this thing just comes right out and says that the blade is crap and for you to buy a different one. So I've already got that blade, but I just not wanting to change this one out until it's thoroughly destroyed. So we'll just hope that it makes it past at least one cut. Alright, so now we're going to just set up this came with a material stop, so that's always nice. Alright, so we ran into our first little bit of trouble. I don't know what happened, but first thing we're going to look for in here. Belt's good. Motor was still running, so I don't really think I would point towards that. Take a good old look at this blade. Looks like the blade may have jumped on us. Well, it looks like it was just the blade had jumped up on it, or jumped off a wheel. And just tighten it down. See if that solves the problem. I'd say that when I had to touch the blade back there to put it back on, the teeth definitely seemed like they were still plenty sharp. So I don't think I'm missing any teeth yet. Just gonna keep cutting away, but I want to say that it's one for a safety note. It's why you should not just let it cut and walk away. You never know when something like that's gonna happen. Alright, time to check it out because it has not been cutting. I mean, the teeth are still there. It seems not sure that I don't think that the blade is dull by no means. I have no, I guess, reason to know why it stalls out on the material like that though. So just as a troubleshooting, I'm going to put the other blade in. Well, if you're getting one thing out of this, it's how long it takes to change a blade. Alright, so this will be the final cut. Alright YouTube, there we have it. The Habor Frieght 4x6 horizontal vertical bandsaw. It's come on, go away. Cutting capacity 4.5 inch round 4x6 rectangular, item number 93762. It definitely does put out some decent cuts. Let's get into the business of it here. So this is the cut quality that you can expect from this saw and saw blades. It's pretty good. I know that personally that I'm going to enjoy this over the chop saw. One of my first mods I can tell you is going to be a chip tray, because cutting off of that they fall right into what is supposed to be the tool shelf. So nobody wants their tools full of chips. I got through about, what, 3.5, 4 cuts before on this 3.5 inch by 1/4 inch wall. I know it's probably more like a medium carbon steel. So I got through that with the saw blade that it came with, which everybody says is kind of crappy. Motor, I'm holding on to it. Yeah, it's warm, but no worse than any other electric motor is that you will find. So one thing I will say is everybody else trash talks this the stand for the, and I guess I'm going to be just like them and trash talk it as well. But the process of putting this thing together has you putting the stand together, and then you have to put the heavy cast base and everything of the saw on top of it. And I used my gantry crane to lift the saw and still had issues by myself, even though the instructions clearly say use 2 people. But I had issues with being as that these 4 screws, 1 on each corner of the leg, are the only thing that hold those 2 legs together, and they basically just wanted to banana out and fold up on you while you're trying to set this heavy thing on there. So that was interesting to say the least. If I were to give some sort of advice, is preemptively, there are these holes on each side of the legs that hold just a little corner bracket in. I would probably measure out and cut something that kind of holds those together so that you don't have to worry about this trying to split out on you. But comes with a nice angle gauge with the vise, which I didn't use. I actually just squared it up. But other than that, I got very little to complain about for what I paid for it, and that's the story with most of my Habor Frieght items. So, thank you.